All right, we are coming to you from beautiful Calumet, Michigan. It is 5:45 on the 2nd of September. We are at the Trailside Lodge and Motel, and we are about to embark on this trip. And there's massive storms on the radar, so we might be delayed. And naturally, we went to dress ourselves, and we're wearing the exact same outfit.
Costco pants and a black t-shirt.
Costco pants and a black technical tee, and that was not planned. And we're all loaded up. We are about to drive about 30 miles, 35 miles up to Copper Harbor, where we have a shuttle, or we have a ferry that's supposed to leave at 8, but there's massive storms on the radar. So we might be a little delayed, which is fine. We will find out when we get up there. We are all packed. We are ready to go. We will check back with you guys on the ferry. All right, we made it to Copper Harbor.
And the weather is gorgeous.
It's beautiful. It is 54 degrees and thunderstorming. So I think the ferry is going to be on, I don't think it's going to be delayed though. I'm getting a very Edmund Fitzgerald vibe, but should be good. We're doing the ceremonial popping of the Dramamine.
The good thing is that if the boat goes down, the water's so cold that you'll just die in 5 minutes.
Yeah, the hypothermia will get you before you drown.
Yeah.
All right. So we got that going for us. All right, we will. We're getting ready to load up here, and we will check back in once we get on the boat and make sure we're getting there. But so far, they haven't told us it's been delayed. So
game on.
Game on. All right. So we just saw the crew bringing on probably 30 boxes. Probably 200 doses of Dramamine. So when the boat people are bringing that on, you know it might be a little choppy. How's that scone sitting?
Oh, scone's amazing.
Scone's amazing?
I'm fine. I took Dramamine.
That's true. Andy started loading up on Dramamine like an hour ago.
I don't screw around.
And through there is a little snack bar. There's like a little gift shop area. Alright, update on the Isle Royale Vomit Queen. We're an hour and a half in. Puke bags are being passed out.
We're fine.
Andy and I are fine. We feel great. We'd like it a little choppier, maybe. This kind of gives you an idea. So it's not terrible. You know, it is a little choppy. But considering it thunderstormed all morning, it's not too bad. So it's gonna be a long ride for some of these people. All right. Update. We're about 2 hours in, and the vomiting is in full effect right now.
Not on us.
We feel great.
I'm drinking coffee.
Andy's on his second coffee. There's some people that are really not having a good time. So even if you don't feel like it, you should just take a ton of Dramamine.
Yeah,
just take the Dramamine and a cup of coffee. It'll be golden. But we're about probably like 30 or 40 miles from Copper Harbor. We've got another hour and a half. So yeah, we feel great. We're waiting for the Belgian waffle guy to get started.
We already put in our crate order.
We put in our crate order. Almost 4 hours later, we're coming up. How good do you feel right now?
Oh my god, I almost left my chair. I didn't realize that it had fallen off my pack. That would have been the worst thing.
Oh man, hey, it's a good shot of the boat. So. And there is the restaurant and the ranger station, and we're going that way. So he's a happy man now. All right, so 4-hour boat ride going 52 miles, 25 minutes orientation on Leave No Trace.
Plus the 12-hour drive yesterday.
Plus the 12-hour drive yesterday. And the rain.
We're finally here.
We made it. It's Isle Royale. We've been calling it Isle Royale.
Yeah, we were wrong. It's Royal.
And it's Royal, even though it's spelled Royale.
So we just got our permits. That took another 15-20 minutes. So it's about 1 p.m. and we've got a 7-mile trek into Daisy Farm, and it's about low 50s and raining. It's beautiful though.
Yeah.
Really pretty. So yeah, we made it. We're pretty excited.
Apparently it was a really rough crossing, even though we were fine.
We were the only boat that made it in here today, so they canceled a couple other ones. So we just barely made it in. The weather was really choppy. Several people vomiting on the ship, but we got it. And here we go.
Shelters.
So we got 7 miles to go. We'll keep checking in. It's not raining now, it's just cold. Man, I'll tell you what, it's cold. It's colder than we thought it would be. It's in the low 50s, it's windy and raining. So, you know, we were kind of on the fence over bringing our puffy jackets and all sorts of stuff, and luckily we brought it, and we brought thermals. So, I guess the moral of the story is over prepare. Just like they taught us in Leave No Trace training. That was kind of miserable. So we've been on a boat for 4 hours, and it's raining and winding, and we had to sit through like backpacking for 6-year-olds. But I get why they have to do it.
It's important.
It's important. But we're back on the trek to Daisy Farm.
The trail is wet, which is to be expected, considering it rained all day. It's not raining right now, but I'm sure it will be raining off and on the rest of the day. So one thing that Kevin and I were talking about that I've seen on a lot of other people's Isle Royale videos is that people get so much anxiety about rushing to camp as quickly as possible to get a shelter.
That was all the talk on the boat.
Yeah, everyone on the boat was like, I'm gonna get my permit, I'm gonna do my Leave No Trace lecture, and I'm gonna book it as fast as I can to get a shelter. So I've seen this in a lot of the videos too. I mean, the shelters are nice, don't get me wrong, but your trip shouldn't just be one giant anxiety-filled day trying to get to a shelter. We're not staying in the shelters because we're in our hammocks, of course, but you know, you packed in a tent for a reason. If you have to sleep in it 1 or 2 nights, oh well, it's not the end of the world. Like, enjoy being at such an isolated national park, and stop, you know, getting so anxious about making sure that you're getting a shelter. It creates a lot of this weird competition from people, like,
yeah, coming out of the Rock Harbor especially.
yeah,
People were like eyeing each other up, like, oh, we don't have to compete with those people.
Yeah, we don't
like,
have to.
we're hammocks, man. We're hammocks.
Yeah, we're
cool.
hammocks, dude.
Yeah.
We're cool. Like, we're not gonna steal a shelter. Don't worry. So we get our first view on the trail of the bay,
3/4 of a mile out.
right outside of Rock Harbor. And again, this is Lake Superior.
It's forest.
And you got this really thick forest, and you can actually get another type of camping permit where you can camp outside of the designated trails, but it's just so thick I wouldn't even want to do that. This part of the trail is really rocky. It is wet, but what makes up for it is
Look at that.
Lake Superior. And here's another fun fact. We were talking to some kayakers on the boat on the way over, and these guys spend 2 weeks circumnavigating the island in their kayaks, and they do a ton of fishing. And they just went,
Looking good.
yeah, fishing report is looking amazing. They just couldn't say enough about how great the fishing is, whether it's from the docks or the inland lakes. Like, everything is, the fishing's really good. And Kevin and I actually ended up, we weren't gonna do this, but we ended up picking up some state of Michigan fishing licenses as well to take advantage of fishing directly on Lake Superior, on the inlet bays. They're even saying we could hook some trout from the docks, some lake trout. So yeah, it's coho and silver salmon. Like, I didn't know that was an option. I've read some stuff, but Just look how beautiful this is here. And this is Lake Superior still. Yeah. We just passed another group
Giving us a report on the shelters.
giving us a shelter report that if we hurry up, we could get a shelter at Daisy Farm where we're going. And it's just, everybody is so concerned with that. I mean, the weather is rainy, so it would be nice to have a shelter, but doesn't matter. Like, we really just want to take in the site, take in the park. It's absolutely gorgeous. So
About 2 miles in.
it's a wet trail, and we have to go really slow up all these rocks because it is super slick. I already slipped once today, fell on my butt, but we're fine. Just got to take it real slow. The trail's really treacherous, especially when it's this wet. And it's all rocks covered in some type of lichen or moss or something. And we're gonna climb up here, and I'm sure there's gonna be a sweet vista. Yeah, look at that. What's interesting is now we've run into quite a few groups here that are staying for multiple weeks, and that's really awesome. Kevin talked about in the first Isle Royale prep video that this had the longest duration of stay for people at this national park, and we are definitely seeing that as well. People just love this place. So before Isle Royale became a national park, I believe it was late 1800s, I think. I don't know, somebody can check me on that. It was big into copper mining, so there's still remnants of a lot of the old copper mines. So in Isle Royale, you can still see pits, supposedly. That's what these are. I guess looks like just a creek, to be honest, but
Something used to be here.
yeah, there's some more. Oh, here's a nice one.
Oh yeah. They're just filled with water now.
Yep.
Creepy. Creepy.
And then there's Lake Superior. Well, we just made it to Daisy Farm, and we got caught in a thunderstorm. It's thundering and a little bit of lightning, but we're just sitting in this shelter, just waiting for it to pass a little bit, and then we'll go get a site and set up the hammocks. But we probably, about last quarter mile, just started thundering and lightning and pouring, so we didn't get caught too bad, and it's warm out, so we're just waiting for it to pass.
All right, we're alive. So we got here just as it started raining. We quickly got the hammocks up right here, and Andy through there. And Andy's getting water for dinner here. What's for dinner? What are you doing? Easy Mac wrap?
Easy Mac, yeah.
Yeah, and I think I will be doing some beef stroganoff, but let's take you a little tour here. We got my setup in here. We had to put Andy back in there. We tried some trees here. They just weren't having it. So the nice thing about these sites is they all come with picnic tables. And then you can see the shelters are through there, all along there. So finally it's cleared up a little bit. It was super rainy. We got caught in a thunderstorm, but we're drying out. There's easy mac wrap and stroganoff, so spirits are higher. And we're using Andy's caldera cone to boil water. And we just filtered a ton of water. Crisp, superior water. Alright, dinner is served. Oh yeah.
Buffalo chicken Easy Mac wrap.
The Buffalo Chicken Easy Mac wrap is just a phenomenal invention. And then even better, well, I don't know about better, but just as good. I've never had this, but I bought the can of it. The Mountain House beef stroganoff, but man, that looks good. So it's like 7 now, I think, and probably be an early night for us, probably. But we want to get up early and get to Chippewa Harbor and get Andy going on some coconut pike. Some breaded coconut pike. Alright, so recap of today. We got up at 5:30. We drove from Calumet, Michigan to Copper Harbor. Got to Copper Harbor at 7. It was storming. Ferry left at 8. We arrived at Rock Harbor at noon. And we had to go through this orientation. We didn't really get on the trail till 1. And then we got to Daisy Farm here at like 4:45. So the trail...
How far was Daisy? 7 miles?
Yeah, so we did 7 miles. I think it's called the Rock Harbor Trail from Rock Harbor to Daisy Farm. And at like 4 p.m. we just got caught in a massive thunderstorm. So we hauled it here. We took refuge in a shelter for like 15 20 minutes until the storm died. But the trail from Rock Harbor to 3 Mile, which is the campsite before this, was pretty terrible.
Yeah.
It was really rocky and it was wet, and then from 3 Mile to Daisy Farm, it was just super muddy. So we're here now. It's not bad. There's some good hammock options, so we have to stay at the tent sites because we're hammocking. So it is what it is. And we'll go through the plan tomorrow later, but we're just going to get to Chippewa Harbor and start fishing as soon as we can.
Yeah.
Get some pike. Man, I know it's like beating a dead horse here, but there's nothing better than crawling into a hammock with the underquilt on, and your backside starts heating instantly. So we're crawling in here, we listen to some podcasts, maybe watch some pre-downloaded Netflix stuff. It's almost 9. Still pretty bright out. Probably go to bed by like 9:30, 10. So if you just heard that, those were these squirrels. Not the squirrels, chipmunks, and they are ridiculously loud. And we got our food just like hanging out right there because they told us not to hang it, so we'll see how many rodents we have to beat off of it. But good day today. Good little intro to Isle Royale. We got some inclement weather, but we dealt with it like we always do. So pretty cozy now, and we will check back in the morning. Good morning. Good first night in the hammock. Usually the first night on a trip, I don't sleep well, but I slept decent. Didn't sleep like 100%, but I slept fairly well. So it's like 7:15. It's cold. It's like high 50s. So we're gonna get up, get some coffee going, get some breakfast, and then head to Chippewa Harbor. All right. So coffee plans: Medaglia d'Oro and some Maxwell House creamer. Oh, you got the Via, don't you?
Yeah, on the veranda.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And then we both have breakfast skillets.
Breakfast skillet.
Food bags are still huge, filled to the brim. Gross. Do you have a good hang? The hang workout?
It was okay. Did the jump. That wasn't the best hang, but I mean, I slept okay.
We keep hearing people open and shut the doors on their shelters.
There was a large group of people up at like probably like 5 a.m. just up talking, opening and closing their doors on their shelters.
Just hanging out, man.
Just hanging out.
We're on Isle Royale time.
Island time.
Alright, so we're packed up. As you can see, everything's good to go. Our packs are probably a solid pound to 2 pounds heavier because everything in them is wet. So that sucks. But yeah, we're going to bust it to Chippewa Harbor and try and get there by like 1. We probably won't even stop for lunch or coffee. Just get there, get things drying, and then get the chef's special pike on the menu.
Coconut pike.
Coconut pike. Coconut pike? Are we doing coconut pike?
We'll do whatever.
breaded coconut pike or coconut walleye?
Coconut walleye.
Yeah. All right, we'll see you there. A little bit different than yesterday morning, huh? Isn't it? Things are a little bit nicer with the sun out. Look at that. Beautiful Superior sunrise. This is the Daisy Farm dock. So we're gonna head that away and kind of meander around this bay area, and then shoot on the other side of it is Chippewa Harbor, which has a dock like this as well. So yeah, this is really nice. It's warm, and hopefully it's drying us out. So we will continue 10 miles. Here's a little glimpse of the trail coming out of Daisy Farm. Beautiful. It's very, I don't know, it seems very Canadian to me, but I've never really hiked in Canada, but that's what it seems like. Got Andy's fishing pole sticking up, hitting every tree branch on the way. It's really pretty though. Much different than yesterday morning. Thunderstorms and wind. And it's warming up too. Oh, there's a chipmunk. There's a stupid amount of chipmunks here. Weirdly. And oh, that's pretty. And they make this noise. I don't know. They're so loud. And luckily they shut up at night, but man, there's a ton of them. They make this like howling sound. I don't know. What do you call them? North American miniature tigers. But this is a really nice hike. It kind of reminds me of Dolly Sods, but much more rugged and more piney. Like there's not a single tree that isn't a pine tree or birch tree on this entire island. That we've seen. Nice view here. And if you look, you probably can't see it through there. That's Mosky Basin, where probably the first stop of the day will be. This is really pretty. We're up on some ridge. You can see the other peninsula over there.
And I would say anybody that comes here to try to do high mileage, it's just not going to happen.
No, I mean, you can see we're walking along this.
It's all wet rocks.
It's all wet rocks. You just can't.
You can't move quickly.
You can't move fast, or you can take the chance of moving fast and like breaking your leg. But it's really pretty. It's really exposed too.
It's just pure wilderness.
It's pure Michigan.
Pure Michigan.
Alright, so we're seeing a lot of these. If it's a fox, it's a huge fox. I don't know.
There's only 2 wolves on the island.
That they know of. There's only, yeah, that's definitely some sort of canine print. And it goes all the way down there. It's pretty big. I don't know. It'd be cool if it was a wolf. Probably a fox though. If it's a fox, it's a big fox. First beaver signs. God, look at that. I mean, you can see why these trees go down all over. That thing is almost ready to tip. And there's several more in this area that are down. Because we're coming up to a river anyway, and this forest is just absolutely stunning. Yeah, a lot of moose tracks and fox tracks along this same trail. The fox tracks are really fresh. I think, either fox or wolf. Probably fox though. The moose tracks are like a day old. So we made it here to Chippewa Harbor. This place is sweet. We're at one of the group sites right now because no one's here and they had good trees to hang from. So we're just kind of getting situated. We're going to dry out everything. This site is really nice actually. You know, it's very big. It's for group camping. And then there's, behind me, there's a fire ring with a grill. So this is one of the few campgrounds where you're actually allowed to have fires. So there's like grills everywhere, there's fire rings everywhere. The hammock options aren't great in the sites. Now we met one guy when we walked in and he said that people were hanging down by the bay. And so that's an option, but we're at this group site now, and the group sites you have to reserve, but no one's here, so we're going to try and just stay here. If not, we can make something work somewhere else. Yeah, we're gonna get unloaded, and Andy's itching to go get fishing, so we're gonna get dry and head on down to the dock. Chippewa Harbor, absolutely beautiful.
there's Andy. And we haven't caught a single thing. We've been fishing for like 45 minutes, so that's disheartening, but it's really pretty out here. Absolutely gorgeous. A couple kayakers staying here, but it's really nice. It's really calm. Alright, so first attempt at fishing was unsuccessful.
We tried hard too.
We tried hard. We fished for a couple hours off the dock there at Chippewa, and it was unsuccessful, but we're not done. Oh my god, look at that.
Chili mac.
Are you having chili mac tonight?
Yeah, they're meeting this whole thing. Super
Dude,
chili
do
mac.
it, do it. Dude, I dare you. Just eat like 5 pounds. I should put like 2 liters of water in there.
Yep. It's gonna sleep like a baby.
So Chippewa Harbor is pretty nice. You can
Fires here.
you can have fires here. However, everything's so wet, so saturated from like 2 straight days of rain that I tried for a little bit and I was too tired and lazy. Once you get used to not having fires, it's like although fire would be nice. Chippewa Harbor also has a resident nice guy, George.
George has been marooned.
Alright, so he's not coming, is he?
No.
So George has been marooned here for 4 days on his kayak because the weather's been so bad he can't leave. So when we showed up,
He was lacking human contact.
George was lacking human contact. He told us everything. He did give us the weather though. He had a marine radio and gave us the weather. So we learned a lot about George. He worked for the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources. He's on a 14-day trip. And yeah.
He's ready to be done.
He is ready to go home. He's been at this campground for 4 days. Just stuck, trying to leave every day. So we're gonna get dinner going. I don't know. You're having chili mac?
Chili mac.
I don't know what I'm having yet. Maybe some buffalo chicken mac, Easy Mac buffalo chicken wraps. I don't know. And then we'll check back in. There's a lot of mosquitoes even though it's cold. It's kind of weird, but whatever. All right, so I'm sure you can hear that. It's raining again. We were both making dinner and it started raining again. So we waited it out for a little bit, but we're back in the hammocks. It's supposed to rain on and off all night. One of the dudes here has a marine radio and got the weather report, so it's supposed to rain on and off all night. So it's nice, you can hear it under the tarp. It's pretty cozy. We'll see you in the morning.